Okay, do not be alarmed. After all, we finally got to see some penguins within this beautiful manga series. I love penguins, so seeing these was awesome. Oh, yeah, sorry, we're here to talk about the chapter. Taiki, you're a very good housemate. That was a wonderful statement made by our best girl, Chinasu. Hello everyone and welcome to the Enemies Earlier, and today let's talk all things chapter 14 of the Blue Box manga series. Taiki and Chinasu date at the aquarium. Well, kind of, we'll get to that in a bit. However, we got given within this chapter a lot of sweet, wholesome interactions between these two wonderful characters. So let's just dive into the chapter itself and talk about it in its entirety. Starting off with Chinasu herself. After all, I want to start off by talking about this character because her development was shown through her expressions and cheeky actions that she performed, such as taking a photograph of Taiki when he wasn't looking. Why would she do that? Well, we'll elaborate on that in just a little bit. The whole thing about her wanting to apologise to Taiki for saying what she did in chapter 10, in how she was saying that Taiki has a few years left. He doesn't need to rush in this pursuit of nationals. He doesn't need to stress himself out too much or put this unnecessary pressure on himself. She feels bad about saying that. And the fact that she has an issue with herself saying this, I really do like. She felt bad because she said this to Taiki. She felt like she was being inconsiderate to Taiki and felt like she had to say sorry for saying what she did. Because that's just the kind of girl she is. She couldn't move on without apologising. Now, the reasons to why I like this is because it shows Chinasu to be selfless, kind-hearted, and sympathetic. She can say something, but then reflect on her actions and see how what she said could upset or offend someone. Yet, it also shows a small area in how she can improve / develop in the future. She is a very considerate person. She can consider other people's feelings and act accordingly. But that consideration for other people could be a bad thing, as it could turn into fear. A fear of not wanting to inconvenience somebody else. Now, I would hate for Chinasu to miss out on something important and monumental just at the expense of possibly inconveniencing someone. Like, say, for example, she loves Taiki, because we've had so many hints of that so far. But what if another character comes into the picture frame, like Hina, and she expresses her feelings for Taiki? If Chinasu hears this, she's not going to want to inconvenience Hina. Instead, she's going to be very considerate of Hina's feelings. And of course, this is going to cause some tension and a rift between Chinasu and Taiki's relationship. That's what I was trying to explain. Hopefully that makes sense. But at the same time, I think this could be a nice learning curve and a little something for her to overcome and improve upon in future chapters. Also, another thing that I like seeing from Chinasu's character within this chapter was learning a little bit more about her likes and interests outside of basketball, as she seems to take a liking to this childlike kid mascot creature. So maybe she's got a fascination for these child cutesy design characters. Plus, seeing her face light up while looking at the fishes within the aquarium was a wonderful piece of character building that translated perfectly in manga format. So then, going back to the expression side of things, this chapter gave us a lot of amazing facial expressions. The art style in this regard was beautiful, and throughout the Blue Box manga series itself, the art style has been magnificent. This chapter, again, delivered amazingly. Now, one expression that we did get to see that I thought was rather fun to see was shyness. Chinasu displayed shyness and was trying to hide her blushing red cheeks once Taiki introduced his penguin sticker support function within their friendship. This was obviously a very sweet and kind gesture from our main protagonist. But fear not, Chinasu. If you're wondering if Taiki understood or saw your emotions in that scene, he's probably a bit too dense or clueless to understand what they actually mean. Plus, even if by some miracle he did, I'm pretty sure he himself would talk himself out of the idea of you having romantic feelings towards him. Yeah, Taiki needs a bit more self-confidence in that regard. But Anyway, your secret is safe for now. However, it's thanks to this kind gesture that we got to see Chinatsu hesitate before giving her question to Taiki. This piece of emotion and this body language that was shown was not only a feel-good moment, but also another way to help back up this idea that she herself has feelings towards Taiki. Because why would you hesitate in that regard? Maybe she wanted to ask something else, but instead opted to say something different at the risk of, losing what she currently has. Hence to why the hesitation. We'll have to keep an eye on that moving forward. Now, speaking of our main badminton and Chinatsu loving protagonist, this character was hilarious within this chapter, with the funniest panel being him basically being jealous / hating on the person within that costume. I thought that was a great piece of comedy. The part where Taiki was running through the scenarios within his own head about how Chinatsu perceived this date, I thought was a delight. Yes, they were funny, but it also showcases just how well Taiki understands Chinatsu's personality, being able to mimic her words / responses and sounding very realistic and understanding what she might actually say within a current situation. This shows that they have spent a lot of time together and that, he at least understands her to some degree and some level of, some level. Now, like I said earlier, the gestures of having the secret stickers to send each other is a really sweet and wholesome thing to have, as it builds up their connection / bond and creates this feeling of safeness and support between both characters, in where they can communicate with each other on a friendly level. I love the whole supportive relationship we've seen these two have throughout the series so far. Chinatsu has been the more physical in terms of being supportive, i.e. with the ankle bracelets that she gave to Taiki way back at the start of the series, and Taiki's been more of the supportive with words type of character to Chinatsu, inspiring her and helping her move forward with what he says rather than what he does. Obviously, like I said, Chinatsu inspires Taiki with her actions more so than her words. But this time, within this chapter, we have those roles reversed. Taiki is being supportive with actions. This downloading the sticker and using it as this kind of support system makes it so that Taiki is taking the initiative here. This I loved, because it shows that Taiki can do both. And Chinatsu was doing the emotional speech supportiveness by basically saying in chapter 10 those words to Taiki that she wanted to apologize for saying. Because we learned that those words that were said was actually a motivational speech for Taiki to kind of interpret. Taiki heard those words and was driven to do better. So yeah, hopefully, again, that makes sense, but honestly, I think they've done a great job at writing both characters so far within the series, and this was just another example of how these two work so well in supporting one another. Overall, I loved this chapter. It was a great moment for both of our main characters, a chance for them to sit back, relax, and enjoy each other's company. Cherish the memories that they created at this said aquarium. We also got given a glimpse of what their relationship could be within the future, as it kind of grows and starts here. This could be seen as a starting position for their relationship moving forward. After all, you could really call this aquarium trip a date, even if both of them think otherwise. Now, of course, this whole situation with the trip to the aquarium, like I said, you could call it a date, but to Chinatsu, it was a way for her to apologize for what she was saying within chapter 10. However, she wanted to remember this trip. She took a picture of Taiki without his permission. She dressed up well and made a visual effort in looking aesthetically pleasing for Taiki in this regard. So I do believe that there's something more going on through her mind. It's interesting to note that we don't get to see her inner thoughts within this chapter. It's mostly Taiki within her thoughts and Chinatsu actually saying what she wants to say. Well, mostly what she wants to say. I still think she's hiding something. Maybe she's just shy, maybe she's waiting for the right moment. The art style was amazing as always. The plot does somewhat move forward as well, so that's good plot progression in some respects. Like I said, I thought it was a great chapter. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have, hit like, comment and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And of course, have a great day. Alligator Martinet. Goodbye.